The stroke of 6:30, I will call the City Council of West Liberty, Iowa to order, and we are joined by all council members, Councilmember Martinez, Councilmember Shiltz, Mayor ProTem McFerren, Councilmember Dominguez, and Councilmember Parizek. So first order of business is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it and the agenda is approved. Next up is item number 3, approval of the consent agenda. This is the city council minutes from the regular meeting on April 15th and also the special meeting that was held on April 22nd. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the consent agenda is approved. Next up is item number 4, beer and liquor licenses. First is 4A, new special Class B native wine license for 3 Bs floral, expiring April 30th of 2026. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
Is this, for them to have the ability to serve wine or sell wine?
They're gonna be selling it. Yep, they're gonna be, it's a native wine license to be able to sell.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we move to item 4B, new Class C retail alcohol license for Artie's Sunshine Cafe expiring February 28th of 2026. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a discussion?
Are they opening up the upstairs?
So when I spoke with him, he said that he is going to be selling it downstairs. But if they want to be able to go upstairs, they will be able to do that. If you look within the drawing that he gave, it looks like it's behind that original counter when you turn to your right. That there will be beer coolers and stuff inside of there, but as of right now, there's not gonna be anything upstairs, but if people want to take their drinks up there, they will be able to do that.
Thank you.
Is there further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and it is approved. Next up is item number 5. And I have to admit that I remembered that it was item number 5 and that we're going to have some information presented to us. But I'm sorry, I've forgotten our presenter's name.
That's okay, it's Stacy Griffin with.
Stacy, that's
Yep.
right. Yeah.
So my name is Stacy Griffin. I'm with IMWCA, which is the city's workers' compensation company. So we're a company based out of Des Moines, started in 1981 to offer cities and counties and other governmental agencies affordable and sustainable workers' compensation insurance. So for those of you that were here about 2 years ago, my manager and I came down and met with the city council and let the city know that with the loss history that the city had, we would be placing them on what's called our high-level risk management action plan, which is shorter, we use RMAP for short. So what we've done and what your employees have done over the last 2 years, we laid out the program and they have met the requirements of that program. They are holding monthly safety meetings. They took some training that we required them to take. They have ongoing training set up, whether it's with your contractor, and if that's missed, then you have a system set up where they're required to make those pieces up. And they also put in place policies and procedures as recommended by your contractor as well. So I just wanted to say kudos to the city's
Good.
team. Those on the safety committee that give their time up every month for not only the training, which is a lot of times all employees, but then those that spend the extra time to meet as a committee. And then take that a step further and give recommendations to, whether it's the council or the administration, to make every employee have the ability to work safely here within West Liberty. You have some employees that have taken that and absolutely run with it. So, you're one of our, more technology oriented, which is great because that's some of your employees that work on that level too. So they've taken, an incident review. It has to be done on every work comp claim that is filed. Brittany took those and made those all electronic. So your employees have the ability to scan with a phone, fill out the information, with their supervisor, and then they can submit it. And it's all digital. Leaves out the handwriting issue, leaves out some of those pieces. And then she even took it a step further. I think you guys have, help me out, you guys have a near miss form too. And then due to one of the issues that came about from not a work comp claim, but a potential work comp claim, so a near miss. The committee decided it would be great to have a checkout list that's done if anybody wants to borrow a piece of equipment from a department that is not their own. Because there was a very significant near miss. It could have been disastrous for the city. So the committee took that and they ran with it and they said, okay, we need to make sure that this never happens again, which is the big thing with workers' compensation, is that we want to make sure that you have a near miss or you have a claim, we want to make sure the steps are taken so that it never happens again. I just want to remind the group and the council, that safety doesn't have a finish line. So while you guys should have received a letter, and that's why I'm here today to congratulate you on the steps that you've taken, this isn't a done, type issue. Safety is absolutely, has to be a focus every single day from every single employee to make sure that everybody goes home in the same condition that they came into work as. So, just a quick reminder to everybody, those, continue to develop, work with your contractor. We want you to develop those policies and procedures as they come about that you need. Revamp the ones that you have as times change, as equipment change. And then, we really want to hit on building a safety culture within the company. So that safety is just part of your job. It's not something new. It's not something different. From the moment people set foot on property and start their workday, they know that safety is the biggest expectation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Other questions or comments from members of the council?
Well, just very, very appreciative of the staff members for taking that leadership role, because that was a huge undertaking to be able to do that, especially the status that we were in. I really applaud the staff for that.
Yep. And this is what we term a one and done program. So if the requirements for being put on the program are met again by the city, it will be an automatic cancellation of your policy or non-renewal depending on the time of the year. So hopefully we don't end up back here in any way, shape, or form, and because that just means the city is also being safe, which is our ultimate goal. We just want everybody to.
Yeah. I want to echo what the Mayor Pro Tem said, that I think it's one thing to have the training. It's another for there to be the culture within the organization to put the training into place. And so very much appreciate the fact that the employees are doing this and that they are putting the practices that are outlined into place. Anything else? Okay, thanks for coming. Item number 6 now, reports. We have 6A will be from City Engineer Leo Foley.
Thank you. Okay, so first one is the wastewater treatment plant. We have submitted the intended use plan document, which includes a facility plan, permit documents, things of that nature, and the preliminary plans for the wastewater treatment plant. You get on that IUP not until July. That's when they make those decisions. Pretty confident you guys are going to be on that. And then you have the chance to use the state revolving fund if we decide that's the way to go. But if you don't get on that IUP, you can't use it. So we're in that process right now. We don't see an issue. The next one is the Evans Avenue sewer. Of course, that was awarded. We're looking at trying to get a pre-construction meeting set up right now. They are planning to start sometime right after Memorial Day. So that should be good. That's Triple B that's doing that. And then the number 2, from what I understand now, they've been flushing the well and they've got now good flow, and the suspended solids are down. iron's still up a little bit. It's kind of a funny issue because we have iron filters at your plant, but they don't like the water to go through the iron filters before they go into the RO. It needs some iron to coagulate with the radium. So, I think it's a matter of just getting that iron down to the right amount, which from what we understand, it's the same aquifer, the same flow. It should eventually get to that iron. You might know. Do you know how close they are, or? I don't know. I know they were supposedly flushing.
Yeah, yesterday they were gonna flush it again.
And I went by today, they weren't flushing tonight, so I don't know, maybe just during work hours they're flushing, I don't know.
It wouldn't be anything involving the, what we did with the casing or.
No,
Okay.
it probably has to do with how much, with the acid, they put that acid down into that well. And typically, it's groundwater in an aquifer, water's coming through the fissures in the aquifer. So what I'm told is that just, it carries more iron, and then eventually that iron that's kind of on the rocks smooths out, and you just get the iron that's in the groundwater. And that's what your RO system needs.
Okay.
So everybody seems to think it's just a matter of time now. I don't know if you know, but the dissolved solids was at like 9 or 10,000 when we first did that. Well, and then it just slowly came all the way down, and I think your number, you need to be around 1,200. I think that's right where you're at right now. But it took 2 weeks for it to go from 9,000 down to 1,200. I'm not a patient person, so it wasn't very fun waiting. I kept hearing it was moving in the right direction and there wasn't an issue, but it's always nice to see it get back down there.
Yeah.
So I think the iron's the same way. All right, so that's that one. And the last one is a rate study. We met with your staff. We've got some real issues on the water side of the house, and I think everybody knows that. So we're looking at general obligation versus revenue bonds versus maybe using the SRF phone. As good a shape as you're in on the wastewater side, you're in that bad of shape on the water side. So wastewater, we have all kinds of options that are good options, meaning almost whatever you pick is gonna be a great way to go forward. Water, it's a matter of how long do you wanna wait to get to really good position? What do you wanna do to try to make sure you get to that position and when? We decided, Adam was in the meeting, that there's just gonna be enough questions. It would be better to get with the financial advisor and provide a little bit more information to try to get it and do this at a committee of the whole rather than have me do it right now, which might take an hour. So that's really all I had tonight.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, city reports, the Buildings and Grounds Committee met, so we'll turn to Mayor ProTem McFerren.
Yes, it was very productive. Omar and I are on the committee, and we really got into the nitty gritty of trying to see what our options were for the building. And so we, had made some decisions on what we want to approach first. And I believe, well, the roof is a given. That's already something we need. And then trying to move, I think, is it south, to find out whether or not we want to upgrade that area too, especially since it doesn't have the same HVAC system as the back part. So that may involve a little bit more, but trying to figure out first how many groups within the community are interested and rounding those up, and then figure out, you know, what the purpose is, so that we can tell if we have adequate space for that. So is there anything else?
Well, we also talked about having an open house.
Yeah, no, that's right.
I think it's much needed so we can have identity again in the community. I think we kind of lack that. People are kind of confused on who's on what does who type of thing. So I don't think we came up with the date. Did you say Mayor? June.
We were talking about in June, I thought,
Okay,
yeah, but
yeah.
it's kind of
Oh, yeah,
less memory. I
maybe in the
have.
second week or something.
Yeah, we're still kind of working on the day when we have an open house, and we'd like to include all employees, department heads
Staff.
and staff, and just kind of get everybody in the loop, make sure the community comes out and actually gets to meet and greet with all of us and kind of know what we do within the city.
Answer questions, you know, just get familiar with your city, basically.
And then kind of show off the building and speak about what plans we got and how we want to move forward with it.
All right, any question on buildings and grounds? Hearing none, we will move on to item number 7, vendor voucher claims. 7A is vendor voucher claim list number 1 in the amount of $444,306.97.88. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we will move to item number 7B, library prepaid claim list in the amount of $227.50. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and it is approved. We will move on to item number 8, which is public comments. And it's a time set aside for comments from the public on topics of city government other than those listed in the agenda. And please state your name and address for the record and keep your comments to no more than 2 minutes. Are there public comments?
Oh, I'm full of please, 1716 Ward Avenue, is my address. And I'm the new executive director at Wheelie, so I just wanted to come down and say thank you and just how honored I am to have this position. And I'm looking forward to working with the city council, and I've already met several times with the city administrator, Lee, and Mark, and Cara, I've seen you out and about too, so I got to meet all of you last year and fell in love with West Liberty, and I am like beyond excited to be here. And we're already we've already rolled up our sleeves and getting to work. I'm working on a couple of grants for downtown, doing buildings. I've met with countless nonprofits already, people that are wanting to bring more people here for arts and culture. So we're busy working, and it's gonna be an honor to work with all of you. So stop by the office anytime, and probably see you at more of these council meetings. And yeah, it's good to be here.
All right, thanks. Thank you for
Oh,
coming.
and congratulations, Grandpa.
Oh, yes.
On grandchild number 2.
Yes, yeah, thanks. It's pretty nice. All right, are there other public comments? Are there other public comments? Are there other public comments? Hearing none, we'll move on to correspondence and comments or communications that council members have had. So we will start with Council Member Martinez.
Yeah, I had a couple families reach out to me about the 4-way in front of Friendship Park. I know the weather's starting to get warmer. There's more kids out and about riding their bikes. They've said they've had concerns of people going grocery foods kind of speeding down First Street.
True, okay.
They were wondering if there's any way they can put a 4-way stop there, or what we could do to prevent.
A 4-way stop would require action from the council, so it would need to be an agenda.
Have you had any reports down that way, Chief? I know usually they either go down Second Street in front of the station, or they go down First Street.
That's in place for the fire department, I believe, does some extra patrol down that way. So.
Yeah, they just said since it's getting warmer out, the kids are out and about. And
Yeah.
So sunset's a little longer now, so they're out there longer than usual.
Which corner is that?
The Friendship Park, First Street, at Hudson.
Yeah, I think so. By the laundromat is on one corner.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. The park is across.
Yeah.
I've been out and about, and I've seen kids out there riding their bikes in front of the park.
Yeah.
And I know in that little area, it's kind of hard to see sometimes down one way or the other, so they just wanted me to reach out and let the council know that's,
Yeah.
they've been seeing.
Good.
Just wanna know what we could do moving forward.
Thanks, yeah. Anything else from, okay, council member Shiltz?
I spoke with Joshua Jackson. He brought up, something he was working on, I think, this previous year with both Dana and city manager Geertz with smart utility. He obviously last year, the deadline for application and whatnot had passed. But he was still looking into kind of work with the city with that possibly and wanting to maybe get that application finalized this year. For this rotation, so that was just something that I'll be kind of checking in with everyone that kind of.
Do you know what the deadline is?
Not sure, not sure. So any information you have?
I don't remember
No,
exactly what, I mean, I remember him coming to the council and talking about it, but.
Yeah, I know I've spoken with him a few times and, he was really into, wanting to work with the DOE, so we'll see.
He's just full of ideas.
oh yes, and that's all.
Okay. Mayor ProTem.
I only received some correspondence from Mr. Geary, and I believe that, city manager Geertz was on that as well. And that I think you guys had a meeting to discuss. And so it's taken care of, at least the inquiry has been taken care of. And that's basically, I think,
Yeah.
all I've had.
Yeah, I joined that meeting by phone and felt that we came to resolution.
Okay.
All right. Councilmember Dominguez.
Nope, same, letter that we were copied on by Mr. Geary, but that's about it.
Councilmember Parizek.
I have not received any correspondence.
Okay. All right. Next up is, I'm sorry, city clerk. Oh, and city manager. We'll start with city manager, Geertz. Do you have any comments or correspondence?
Just to follow up with Councilmember Shiltz, I've been in conversation with Josh Jackson. He has interest in government grants, and with our schedules right now, we've had some difficulties connecting, but with Nick graduating from school and myself, we'll continue to try to work with Josh so we can identify those grants. Energy grants is one of them too he was looking at. So we'll keep trying to work with him on that information. And then with Deepak, I know you just spoke about that. So staff, myself and the mayor, we did meet with him. Again, we're trying to work on fostering that relationship and having face-to-face meetings for best clarity and communication through his concerns or questions with utilities and other items that come up as they arise, so we can work through those quickly with him. And again, we just feel face-to-face allows us the opportunity for best communication and clarification right now. The only other thing I'd like to just say is sending our condolences and respects to Mike Dutchaver, Carly Dutchaver, again, is a member of the fire and the ambulance with West Liberty, also Lions Club member. He was with Park and Recreations Board for about 8 years. The list goes on and on. He was truly a giving individual to the community, along with his wife, very supportive of arts and culture. So again, just sending my thoughts and prayers and condolences to them. Phil, I heard you got a chance to talk. Phil and I've been very busy going over some things. Phil's had some really great progress this last week on some annexation. So we're going to continue to work on that with some other things. This Friday is the annual We Lead meeting, the quarter meeting. So the mayor will be giving his state of the city address and an update on stakeholders and information for We Lead. In addition, I didn't want to take the thunder away from the mayor with the announcement of library director. Congratulations to Allie and Travis on their new bouncing baby boy, and I mean bouncing baby boy.
Yeah.
So I'll let you share that. Other than that, that's all I have for my notes.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you. All right, and city clerk?
All my information is the same, the city manager, Geertz.
Okay, all right. So yes, Walter Raymond Parsnip joined our family at 10 pounds. I heard 10 pounds 4 ounces, and then I heard 10 pounds 7 ounces. So he is definitely a bouncing boy. So mom and child and father will be home starting tomorrow. So yeah, so exciting news there. I also wanted to mention on correspondence that some of us on the council have been working with Carolyn Coben, and that we're looking for people who want to get more involved in volunteer activities in the community. And that there will be another meeting. There was a meeting tonight and a couple of folks attended that meeting. There will be another meeting Thursday evening from 5 to 7 at the high school library. It is a great program where people will get paid up to $600 to participate in it. And so if you have folks that are interested in learning more about volunteer activities with government or other activities in the community, please encourage them to attend that meeting. There also will be additional meetings next week with it as well.
It is a grant sponsored by the University of Iowa too.
Yes, yeah. Okay, moving on to new business. Item 9A, discussion of appropriate action by the city of West Liberty on the event assistance application for Goshen Gladiators 4-H Club Fun Run on July 13th. So first is discussion, then motion, and then consent vote. So is there discussion? The application, of course, is in the packet.
Will they be needing assistance by the police department? I don't know. Did they reach out to you? Okay. I wasn't sure with roadways if they needed anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of, I was looking at the map and I don't know where to start and finish, or I guess you can't really tell.
I think it's the fair. That's what I.
Yeah.
Fair
Adam
grounds.
is nodding his head.
It
That's
starts in the
how I read
fairgrounds and it goes up Calhoun all the way to Madison. Now looks, it usually takes the trail back all the way downhill,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Couldn't tell for that. But it usually, then it gets on Fourth and then circles back around through downtown and then back down.
We don't usually block off roads for that, do we, Adam? Or do we?
Yeah. Yeah, the high school does that fun and run, I think, about every year, so, and it looks like about the same,
It's pretty much the
same path and everything, so.
And the key word Adam said was usual. So it's not the first time that this organization has applied and requested to do this. Is there further discussion? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it and it is approved. We move on to 9B, discussion and appropriate action on the event application for Latinos Unidos for September 13th, 2025. Is there discussion?
looks like it's pretty much what they usually ask for.
Yes. There further
I
discussion?
guess the only thing that I have got to say, I guess with the rising of what's going on within the nation, I just want to make sure our community is safe. I mean, if worst comes to worst and he feels like he needs to cancel, it's gonna be on him.
Yeah.
As long as we-
Yeah.
We don't wanna have any.
There's no like fee or anything if he has to cancel.
Well, this is just the application
Yeah.
itself, so
Right,
anything
no.
that you would acquire, like fees for the actual renting of stuff and things like that would be on there, but for the city, no, there is not.
Yeah, just because I've seen across the nation, there's been a lot of festivals and.
Washington just canceled theirs.
Cancellations,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Francisco Martinez and I had, long conversations about, this as the decision was being made. He, and the, committee or the Latinos Unidos, committee, decided that they, wanted to go ahead with it. I said my recommendation to the council would be to approve the, event, so.
I didn't know that. We're gonna be a hotspot.
Yeah, right, yeah, and I think that option of canceling, should that be necessary, I think is, an option available to him.
I think that's also important for as many community members as possible to attend, specifically regardless of your background, to
Yeah.
celebrate together because, and then also educate yourselves on, the rights of the people in our community and know those rights, so you can just be there, and stand up if we need to do that to help support the people in our community, feel safe and be safe.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I had a meeting with him at 5 o'clock tonight. And he talked about, more people volunteering the work that Francisco puts into this event before the event. The hard work that he puts in the day of it. And then, last year it was on the 14th of September. On the 15th of September, I rounded the corner at 8 o'clock to start cleaning up downtown. Guess who was already there, doing the cleanup work, to the downtown area? So he doesn't stop with this. And anything I think that we can offer, and encourage others to volunteer to help with this, is worthwhile.
I believe, like in past years, it's the same date as the Children's Festival, is that correct? So basically, it's just continuing after the Children's Fest, so the nature of the atmosphere will basically be set up. The environment will be set up, so.
Yeah, we have not gotten a request yet on the Children's Festival, but I anticipate we will, be getting a request for that.
Am I allowed to make a comment on?
Yes.
I talked with the committee member today. We talked about this and, she had said that she had talked, with Francisco and, yeah, it was his desire to move forward with this. I actually on Thursday morning will be working on a grant. There's actually a foundation, and we're applying for a diversity kind of racial discrimination grant. So we're really proud of Wheelie to partner with this committee to get as much funding as we can. This is an amazing event.
Yes.
I mean, it really brings the community together. And I agree with you. Like, I think everybody in the town should come together. I think our diversity here is what makes us strong. And, so I'm really excited about this. I think we're writing one heck of a grant. So I think we're gonna help with the funding and, yeah, make this event awesome. And that there's always that worry because of, what we see other places, but hopefully we can set an example of, when community comes together, we can have one heck of a festival and, show our support to everybody here.
Thank you. Is there further discussion? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, I think this is a consent is yes. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we move on to 9C, discussion and appropriate action by the city council on the fire agency board staggered appointment terms. So we start out with discussion, then motion and consent vote. My recommendation, the three people that were approved by the council, I recommend that Bob Dewar be the 1-year term, that Melanie Russell be the 2-year term, and that Tim Parizek be the 3-year term. So it's up to the council, but that's my recommendation.
Can you say that one more time, Mayor?
Sure, yeah. Bob Dewar for 1 year
Okay.
on the committee. He asked for 1 year
Okay.
on the committee. Melanie Russell for 2 years on the committee. And if I could comment too, she has been very, very helpful in the writing of the bylaws for the organization. And that Councilmember Parizek be the person appointed for 3 years on the committee. And those terms, in my opinion, from reading the agreement, would begin July 1st, 2025.
Well, I make a motion, go ahead and support that.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. I think the discussion was supposed to be first, but let me check if there's any other questions or discussions necessary. And this is a consent vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, are those opposed? The ayes have it. We move on to discussion on it's regarding engineering, but I'm city council on engineering firm for the city, and we do discussion, then motion and consent vote. So I'll open it up for discussion. Is there any discussion? Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I have full faith in our staff, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with their recommendation. So I make a motion that we approve city staff's requesting of ISG for city engineer services.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Now, it was supposed to be discussion first, but if there's discussion, I'll open it up for discussion.
I have a question, like, is there a transition, like, plan and stuff like that for the projects that Leo's already helping us through? Leo, you don't have to answer this at all, but like, or maybe Lee could, just give a little bit of clarity what to expect. If
So
this is-
in,
It is
Yep.
in the packet,
Yep.
the transition.
Transition? Oh, I might have
Yeah.
missed that one.
There is a timeline on that
They
transition.
would start having meetings right away if it's got and transition in place.
And then implementation as well. So I think it's the last page on there. of-
Sorry,
of
I was
that.
reading the packet on my little phone earlier and I must have skipped over it. Okay, then I will read through that. Thank you.
All right, is there further discussion?
I think all presentations we had were all very well, and I think all candidates would have done an excellent job, so I appreciate the staff's recommendation and I support their decisions there.
All right. Okay. Is there further discussion? This is a roll call vote? No, this is I'm sorry, I'm having trouble because this stopped being, this is a consent vote, so all in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. All right, next up is item number 9E, resolution to approve amendments to the city, to approve amendments to the City Council of West Liberty's rules of procedures and conduct for the city council. And so this will be a roll call vote. Is there approval of resolution 2025-0506-242?
Motion approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
I just want to say thank you for all the work that y'all put into it, everybody that put in work to this document. I think it'll be super beneficial, especially for newer council members that come on board. So I just appreciate all the hard work that y'all put into it.
All right, is there further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, this one is a roll call vote. The clerk will call the roll.
Shiltz,
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Dominguez,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
Next up is resolution 2025-0506-234, a resolution amending and approving the fee appendix schedule for fees and changes in the city of West Liberty. It's fire department 2080 agreement. First of all, is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
Can we just get a clarification on this?
Yep, so these are for the appendix that we have, with the fire department going out on the 28E, we will need to remove those from our fee appendix. If you look down in the section, it says agreement effective July 1, 2025. It's preparation for that removal. Our codifier recommended that we put this before you now so that we have that in place for once that transition happens.
Because I read the packet, I know I had this library on here.
Which is next.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was like, I was making sure I didn't miss anything.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, is there further discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Dominguez,
Yes.
McFerrin,
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
Shiltz,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
Next up is resolution 9G, resolution 2025-0506-244, a resolution amending and approving the fee and appendix schedule for fees and charges. This is the library. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
McFerrin,
Yes.
Dominguez,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
Shiltz,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
Next up is resolution 2025-0506-245, a resolution authoring the use of term sheet and setting the date for a private placement of a general obligation municipal building improvement note, series 2025A. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
Is this, my question is this like something standard that we usually do, or is it something that we needed to do to like supplement funding or, I don't know if Lee's on it though.
Yeah, she unmuted it.
I can answer your question too. So we're required, because we're utilizing debt dollars. During our audit, if you remembered, we had an excess of balance in our debt levy fund. And in order to utilize that debt, we have to establish that we're going to borrow the debt, levy the debt, and then pay the debt. So essentially what we're going to do for, as we discussed previously, with the city administrative building with the roof replacement. And any other identified costs within that amount that we would utilize that debt balance to cover those expenditures. So the process is that we'll do a bid with local financial institutions to borrow the money, and then it has to transfer into the city, and then we pay it back from the debt funds that we have. So I hope I explained that as well as I could. So it's money in, money out. And
Yeah, I think you explained
yeah.
it before last year too, or
Okay.
one of the years.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Is there further discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Parizek,
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
Dominguez,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Shiltz.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Next up is resolution 2025-0506-246, a resolution to approve the administrative policy for parks and recreation fee refunds and reimbursement. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
Something that we had and we're just updating, or something we're gonna have.
This is putting it into place. This was written by city manager Geertz for these types of situations where they come up. Because we've had situations where there haven't been enough people to have to use sports programs, or where weather has rained out a season. This is just allowing it to be under Parks and Recreation and the city manager to be able to complete those items.
Because before you would have to bring it to council to get give a refund,
Yep.
and this will just allow you guys to give the refund.
Correct, but you will
Okay.
still see that on your claims. You would still
Okay.
see the payment portion of it, but instead of bringing those documents, it will allow your city administrator to, your city manager to administrate that with your Parks and Recreation department. Because they're typically things that are emergencies happen, weather, or the program wasn't able to be held. So instead of making those people write those, like those documents to you, it allows the city manager to handle that.
Great, thank you.
Is there further discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Martinez,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Dominguez,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay. Last time I mentioned that I would be handing out the evaluation forms that will be doing the evaluation of the city administrator. So if you would take one and complete and return to me by May 31st, I would appreciate it. The only other item before we go into closed session is preview of the May 20th council meeting, and a couple of things. We'll be honoring an employee for years of service with the city, and also with the resolution that we just passed, we need to talk about bonding during the next session. I don't have anything else. Lee, do you have anything else that you know of that we'll be discussing other than regular business on the 20th?
Just work session for the rate study presentation. And then the library board will have Sarah Sedlacek has volunteered to replace one of the library board members that are going off. So we'll have that on as well.
All right, item 10 on the agenda is to enter into closed session pursuant to Iowa Code 21.5 parentheses 1 in parentheses C in parentheses to discuss strategy with counsel in matters that are presently in litigation or where litigation is imminent, where its disclosure would be likely to prejudice or disadvantage the position of the governmental body in litigation. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
Motion to go into closed session?
Is there just a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, the clerk will call the roll.
Martinez,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Dominguez,
Yes.
Parizek.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, we'll go into closed session. Okay, we're back in open session. Is there a motion based on the advice of council that was received in closed session?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to waive attorney-client privilege to the complete investigative file related to Mr. Edward Traverse's employment.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Is there discussion? Hearing no discussion, the clerk will call the roll.
Shiltz,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Dominguez,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
The last item on the agenda is item number 12, adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Or make a motion. I forgot to say something. Do you want us to have a date set for open house by the next week?
Oh, yeah. I think, Lee, did we have a date that, are we,
But we're talking about something that's not on the agenda.
do we need to have it on next agenda then?
We can put it on the next.
Okay.
agenda.
Yeah,
I know that you guys wanted to bring it back to council. I know we discussed it on the committee meeting report, but if you would like an actual item, we can put that on there for you guys.
Okay.
We'll then vote.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, it's been moved, we adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. We are adjourned.